Hi guys, Jen here, and I'm back for another day of cooking, or at least another recipe. Before we get into that, can you please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post a new video or go live. So, part of saving money and saving on time is planning, a lot of planning. So, today is Wednesday. I have not been to the store I've been to the store. I haven't done a big shopping trip for groceries in about 5 weeks because I got a lot of it all at once. I thought it was a month. It was actually even more. So after this week is over, I will be totally out of meat and a few other things. So it's time. Like I have to go shopping. A bigger order. But I have decided rather than doing a month at a time, I'm going to go back to doing weekly, at least through the holidays, because there's just, it's a lot to plan for me. I don't like to plan that far in advance, especially with the holidays. I like to go week by week and pick up things that I know I'm going to need over the holidays little by little. It's going to help me stay in budget. It's also going to help me know what I have extra to spend on Christmas, because I told you in another video, I take money out of my grocery budget and I buy Christmas presents with it. So, in the spirit of planning, so today I planned out my grocery shopping because I'm going to try doing Walmart pickup again. I'm going to hope that they are back in having stock and kind of have their act together with the pickup. Fingers crossed, we'll see. I didn't have any trouble placing my order, which was huge. That's been a problem lately. So we'll see what happens, but I planned for my meals doing the 80-day obsession, and I planned for the rest of my family and what they're going to eat. So, because I haven't been to the store in a while, I am way low on everything. So I decided to make sure that I do some shelf cooking for the things that I can do in order to stay within budget. This was a very long-winded introduction to why I'm going to make breakfast cookies. For one, my one daughter just loves them. I made them to go to the zoo last week and she loved them. All the kids did, but she especially. And I had never made them before. And I didn't save the recipe because what I did was I just looked up an oatmeal raisin recipe and I made it healthier and I added different add-ins to it. So I'm going to try and do that again. I hope that whatever recipe I choose and whatever I do to it, that it at least tastes similar or that they like it as much. And I'm glad I said that right before they came in, because what they don't know, if they knew it, then they would definitely say, no, it's different, even if it wasn't. So anyway, in the spirit of planning and in the spirit of saving money, I planned for these breakfast cookies, so I'm going to make them now and stick them in the freezer so they're ready to go for next week, because there's quite a few things on my menu next week that have to be made ahead of time, because to make them at the time we eat them would just be way too much and too time consuming. So I'm going to make these cookies. So I found the same recipe, but I don't have all the same stuff. So we're going to improvise again, but we improvised last time and they were really good. So we're just going to try that again this time. I did realize that last time the recipe told me not to use the quick oats because it changes the consistency and they may be dry, and they were a little bit dry. So it works out that I don't quite have enough oats, because I probably want to use less anyway so that they're not quite as dry. Plus I'm going to be using liquid for a sugar, so I think that's all going to work out. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to roughly follow a recipe, which is usually not recommended for baking, but that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I have to do is, let's see, I preheated my oven. I'm supposed to whisk together all this stuff and set it aside, but I like to start with the other ingredients first. So I'm going to get my butter. Now it says to keep it somewhat cold and firm to keep the stuff from spreading, but since I'm not using brown sugar, I probably want them to spread a little more. In fact, last time they didn't spread at all and I had to mash them down. So I melted my butter and I'm hoping that's going to give me what I want from these cookies. So hang on. All right, so I just melted it a little bit and I'm just gonna throw that in there. That's 1 cup of butter. So I think I could effectively call this my own recipe because I'm pretty much changing everything. So I don't know if I'm gonna claim it or not. We'll see when it's done. All right, so there's a cup of butter. That goes in there. And then it says 1 cup of brown sugar. So instead of brown sugar, I'm going to use date sugar. But wait, I need a measuring cup. I may change up all the ingredients, but I still measure them as I throw them in. So I need a cup, I think. Yeah. 1 cup of this. Now this is a known, I know that this is a good substitute. So I'm not really that worried about this. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is that the last time I used applesauce instead of white sugar, and I know that that's a 1-to-1 replacement as long as you add a little more of the dry ingredients or cut back a little bit on the wet ones. But this time I'm going to use honey, and I'm not so sure that's a 1-to-1 replacement, but it's going to be, and we'll see. Now this might cause my cookies to spread. I don't even know. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. But I still think it'll taste good as long as the consistency works out. And if it doesn't and it spreads, then we'll just have bars. That's how I look at this. So I'm going to just do maybe a little less than a cup. A little less, and then see where we are. Okay, so this lighting is super bad. I was like, man, I look tired. Okay, although maybe I just am tired. So can we see that? All right, I'm gonna push the rest of that honey in there. So there goes that. Now, a cup of honey or sugar. Okay, and so then I'm just going to start mixing this. And then I'm going to add the eggs one at a time. All that dust is from the date sugar. It just does that. All right. It looks kind of nice. It's pretty dark, but it's good. I want the butter to all blend in there and not have any chunks. Yes, honey. And then 1 egg at a time. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Sorry, I have to check work. This is beautiful. Look at that handwriting. Isn't that perfect? Great job, Sean. I'll grade that in a minute, okay? So, 1 egg at a time until it's all the way blended in. There we go. And I'm glad I didn't get any shells because I didn't put it in something else first. Turn that off. All right. So while that's mixing, okay, then vanilla. That I have vanilla, and it says 1.5 teaspoons. So there's 1.5 maybe. So that looks pretty good. So now it tells me to add my flour mixture and then mix in the oats. So I gotta get my flour mixture together. What, honey? Yeah, go ahead. All right, so now I need my flour mixture, and it says to just mix that in until it's just blended. So I'll probably use like a spatula and do that. So I need how much? 1.5 cups. So this says all-purpose flour, so I'm using my 1-to-1 gluten-free flour. And it says I need 1.5 cups. This is a measuring thing, so. Although I do like to do it this way. So I'm gonna do 3 of these. I just think it's a little more accurate when I do this. So there's 1 and 2 and and 3. All right. Then it says that I need a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of baking powder. So I didn't get out the cinnamon. Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna just put in some cinnamon, and I think I'm just gonna use what I have here because I ordered more for Saturday. Why not use up what we got? And you know, a little extra cinnamon never hurt anybody. And then I need some salt. I don't know what it said. What did it say? Half a teaspoon of everything. So a little bit of salt and a little bit of baking soda, half a teaspoon, and half a teaspoon of baking powder. Goes right in there. And then I'm going to stir that up. Okay, get that out of the way. Now it says to blend this in until just mixed. So I'm going to get these things out of the way. I took out so many ingredients because it's going to be like a dump cookie, I guess. I don't know if you've ever seen those, or everything but the kitchen sink cookies. It's kind of like those. All right. Or that's at least what's going on in my head. We'll see what actually happens. All right, so I'm going to take this off because it says to just mix it till blended. Let's see. It's definitely sweet. It definitely has a good flavor, so that's good. That is a good sign. Okay. Oh, it's really good. Okay. So we're going to mix this in first. And what they mean is not a lot of mixing. So I am just going to keep pushing it around until it's nicely blended. And let me see what else it says. Then to mix in the oats, and then it says raisins and walnuts, but that's when we're going to go a little crazy here. So we're going to mix this in till it's just blended, till all the white is gone. Now, I could have used, instead of eggs, I could have used bananas, or I could have used bananas for sugar, but my kids hate bananas. And if there's even the slightest scent or hint of banana, they're not going to eat it. So that's why I didn't do that. Now, let's see. We have some oats. Now, it calls for 3 cups. I only had 2.5, but I explained all that before, and hopefully it's going to work out anyway. Plus, I have a lot of other stuff to put in here, and I think it's going to make up the difference in the dry ingredients. So I'm just going to mix that all in. All right, so that's just blended. If you can see, looks pretty good. So I have some raisins left over, so I'm going to use up the rest of my raisins because I ordered some new ones. Sean does like these. It's little snack packs, but he hasn't had them in a little while, so just going to push those in. We'll see what else I've got here. This. Alright, so I had 4 little mini boxes of raisins. I'm going to stir those in. Okay. Now, this has all the things in it. So I'm just going to put some of this in. It's my homemade granola, but that's like more oats. It's some nuts, it's some dried fruit, it's some chocolate, it's all those things. So I'm going to put that in. And just till it's blended. In fact, I might just dump the rest of it in there. because we don't have any more yogurt left, and that's usually how the kids eat it anyway, so it's going in the cookie. Now, I was all out of chocolate chips, and I think that's part of what they love about these cookies. So, I know this is a breakfast cookie. I know we're trying to make it healthier, but I don't see anything much different about a few M&Ms, even though, I mean, chocolate's chocolate. I know it has a candy coating, but it's not a whole lot different. I'm not going to put a ton of them in, but I think it'll make it fun. So we'll put some of those in there. And I think that will make up for any shortcomings that this cookie may have had compared to the last one. All right. So I think I probably put like a 1/4 cup in here of that. And this is where we are. So it looks good. The consistency looks good. I think it's going to work out just fine. But I am going to now scoop it onto a cookie tray and then bake it and let you guys know how it worked out. Okay, so here's what they look like. I scooped them with a big cookie scoop so that we'd have big cookies because it is their breakfast, so it's just one big cookie. I didn't pat them down because I'm going to see if they spread. If they look like they're not spreading out as they're baking, then I'll probably open up the oven and just press them down a little bit, and then the next batch I'll press. And now is going to be the true test because the kids are going to taste them. So hold on. So I split it up. You all get a little piece. Okay. See if they're good. What do you think, Sean?
They're good, but I don't want any more.
Okay. So they're not that good.
They are good.
Oh, they are? You're just full.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Good.
Good? You can say if they're not.
They are.
Okay. So good breakfast cookie? Mm-hmm. Are they as good as last time?
No.
No?
I like these better. The other ones, they were just like so. I mean, I like dense stuff, but they were like really hard.
And they were a little dry, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought these were a little bit more moist. Cool. All right. So there you have it. Overall, the cookies were a hit, even though I didn't have any of the right stuff. By the way, there were also chia and flaxseed in there from the granola. So between that and the date sugar, these things are packed full of fiber. You can leave out the M&Ms if you don't want that extra sugar, but they are a pretty decent on-the-go breakfast for that every once in a while when you just need something quick, easy, that the kids like. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to comment, subscribe, like, share, all those things. Help out my channel. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see, and I will talk to you later. Bye.